Okay, so in this tutorial, we're going to bring in a couple of effects to drop into our send and return section over on the right hand side here. And I'm just going to group our synths together here first of all. So it's going to rename this to synth. We can just hide that. And then we've got one of them turned on, one of them turned off. I'll keep the simpler one turned on. And then we've got our string over here. So what I'm going to do is bring in a grain delay, which is going to help keep going to add a bit of characteristic to our synth pattern. And it sounds very cool. It's a very powerful tool and something that it takes just playing around with to get the best results out of. So we're going to go to Live Devices, and we're going to go to the audio effects and the grain delay, and just drop that onto the B return. And now if we go to our synth pattern, I'm just going to send all of our signal to this grain delay. So what a grain delay does, basically it takes the incoming signal and splits it into tiny wee segments called grains, and then and all these grains can be manipulated using various different parameters inside the grain delay itself. So you can pitch the grains up and down, and you can apply sort of frequency modulation and things like that there to it. So what I'm going to do is keep this very simple. I'm going to bring the delay time, I'm going to turn it off the sync mode. I'm going to bring this down. And then we're going to just push the pitch right up to +12, which will move all of our grains sort of bouncing up to an octave above. And then the frequency mode, if we just bring the frequency down, we'll get some very cool effects happening down at the bottom here. And then the spray control. Again, just play around with these. Until you get something that you're happy with. I'm just going to add a bit of feedback as well. Okay, so we'll maybe bring back the input volume of this. So send about 10 minus 10 dB. Okay, I'm just going to go back to our percussion now, and I'm going to send some of our stuff through to this. So I'm going to send the tom brush here. I'm going to send some of that out. And we'll also send some of our white noise as well. Get some cool effects happening with that. Okay, so I'm just going to minimize these down again. And then I'm going to introduce another send and return track. So we just go over to the right here, right click and insert return track. And then we're going to call this one, we're going to do a room reverb. And then I'm going to go to Live Devices and go down to Reverb. And I'm just going to grab a quick preset out of this. So we've got our hall reverbs and we've got our room reverb. So we're going to go for the room reverb, and we'll just grab a high verb and drop that in. Make sure our dry wet is up at 100%. I'm going to turn the quality of this up to high as well. And then I'm just going to bring the size of this room down, because we want something, we're going to have our sort of percussion and stuff come into this. So we want it quite a roomy sound coming out of it. And then what we'll do is I'll just send some of these to this. So we'll go to our toms again, send some of our toms. send some of this percussion too to it as well. And then I'm also going to send some of our bass to it. You won't hear an awful lot of it as we've got a bit of a high cut here, but you'll hear some of the higher end of the bass, the distortion coming through. And then I'm going to create another return reverb. And I'm going to call this one again. This will be a room reverb, but we're going to call a low pass. So we're going to do a low pass on this one. And we'll just grab this one. And this has already got a low pass on it, so we can use this. And with this, we will turn the high quality mode, make sure it's in high quality, and then we'll bring the decay time down just to make it a bit shorter. So we'll send some various other parts to this. So we'll start off with, see what we haven't sent. We haven't got our hats going anywhere, so we'll have a listen to this. We'll send some of our hats. We'll send some more of our percussion. We'll send some of our white noise in there as well. And then if we go to our synth, could add some room to the synth as well by sending that. We'll send quite a lot. Send some of our bass there as well. As it's got a low pass on it, you should be able to hear some of this coming through. Okay, so in the next tutorial, I'm going to bring in a big, massive reverb, which we're going to send some of the parts from our drum rack to. And it should really add some space to it, and we'll send the strings to it as well. So I'll see you again in the next tutorial for that.